All right, for starters, what shape are bubbles? You know, I rarely see a actual circle bubble coming up out of water, so I'm probably not going to make a lot of those. I think that they would probably be kind of stretched out because they're getting pulled up, you know, for the same reason that gravity pulls drops down, it's pushing the air up. So I think it would get stretched. So I'm going to put some stretchy shapes here. What if there's one kind of hitting this guy and coming up that way? Yeah, that's pretty fun. This will be cool. I'm going to put the bubbles coming up, hitting the bottom of this rock. Put a few under here. Bubbles are very reflective. So rather than thinking of a bubble as empty space, let's just flip-flop the thinking that we have when you have a drop of water in the air. Well, now we have a drop of air in the water. Both of them are very similar in the reflective nature. So this is just a big reflective ball thing floating up, and just like water gets broken up by the air as it's falling, air gets broken up by the water as it's rising. It's almost the exact same thing in reverse. If I flip this picture upside down, it'd be like these were falling like water drops. So with that in mind, I'm going to start putting the reflection in. Now this is very simple. It can seem complicated, but it's not. All I'm going to do is put the colors of the objects that the edge is facing on that edge. So I have the red of this coral right here, and I'm just going to put that right on this edge. That's nice contrast too. That bright red mixed with the dark blue, that's cool. Now, I need some different colors in here because there's a lot more colors in the surroundings. Okay, some blue for all of this strange blue coral that I put in there. Little strips of that because that's in very small amounts. You put the purple in there. So you're getting the right color in there, just all of a sudden that bubble it's right at home. It's right where it belongs. I'm going to get some black and add some very dark edges. So I'm cutting off the edge of my rock reflection right here. Okay, and this is just a real scrunched mirror reflection of what's above this bubble. So it's reflecting the bottom of this rock. What's above this rock is that bright surface. So I'm going to put that up here. And I'm going to have a lot of surface visible on this guy down here. So look how far down I'm going to come with this. And then I'll just kind of fog it out here, because you still see through the middle of the bubble. But I'm going to have a lot of surface visible because from this view, I'm looking down at this bubble and the surface is above my head. And so it's going to appear closer to the middle. Okay, dolphin's here. And so, you know, it goes deep watercolor, then dolphin, then more deep watercolor. So somewhere on this edge, maybe like right here. It's a guesstimate. Dolphin, 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 dolphin. Okay, now I'll show you how to do one more thing before I wrap up this painting. I'm going to make it so that this dolphin is like plunging down into this water and leaving a cloud of those millions of bubbles that just look like an underwater cloud. I'm going to make this guy, it's just coming right down in front of the sun. I don't think I want to go right over this nice reflection. I like that because it gives my picture some cool depth. So I'll try to stay off that area. Yeah, that'll be cool. I need to shadow this cloud, and I'm going to shadow it with the colors that are below. But it's really bright because light's blasting through it. So those shadows are not going to be as extremely dark as if it was just one reflective body. So this is millions of them, and so altogether it's pretty light. Similar to the clouds in the sky. They just don't have that dark of shadows because there's a lot of light inside of it. So I'll start throwing some of my blues and greens on there and see what comes out. Just like I'm making a cloud, you know. See all that white that I put in there? Those little shapes? I kind of left the top edge of them a sharper edge and then blended it down so that it looks like, just like my waves here, it looks like it rounds back. Same kind of strategy there. This is real similar to these waves up here. And the way that the white softly blends down into my shadow color, and then the shadow color more abruptly changes on those bottom edges back to the white again. I'm going to take the white and maybe chop off some of the edge of this. You know, just create some perspective by rounding the top of this. Just wash out everything that I don't want with pure white, which will be fine because this is right where the sun's shining. I'm going to make some bubble trails coming all the way down to this little dolphin's tail. You know, we're going to make it going all the way. He goes down and up again. You can see I'm just fiddling with this until I like the shape of the cloud. But it's that simple. Just, you know, you just do puffy shapes. You do this shadow that is not just a gray, but it's the colors that are down here in the water. And the darkness of it really matters. I make sure that it's lighter than this deep water so that it looks bright and glowy when I get down here. But I make sure it's slightly darker than my bright colors so that it looks like it has body and a shadow to it. I'm going to wrap this picture up now.